Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to take a look at the Rey Resistance figure from the Force Awakens. So let's head to the table and check it out. First up, as usual, a quick look at the card. And this was the forest theme of the wave with Han Solo and also the Hask Thug. On the left side, you got a nice sketch artwork of Rey with her lightsaber drawn, although we never saw her in that pose, nor was she in a forest with this outfit. Nevertheless, it still looks nice. And on the right side in the bubble, you do see the figure itself, head to toe, along with the little build-a-weapon accessory that comes included. And checking out the back side, you get a brief little write-up about Rey, also showing you the other three figures in this wave, each one coming with its own piece of this weapon accessory that you can put together and make one larger weapon. Taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, I think overall it's a really nice figure. The sculpting in the head seems pretty close. At least you can see a similarity between this figure and Daisy Ridley. There's a little bit of slop in the hairline for the paint job, but I guess that's kind of par for the course now with the figures. The sculpting through the arms and the detailing on the jacket also look very nice and seem pretty accurate to the movie. Although I would say that I think the colors are a little lighter, maybe leaning a little more tan than gray, what I seem to recall from the movie. At the side of her hip on that right leg, she does have a holster you can place the blaster into. I can't tell if the holster itself is a separately molded piece or if that's just part of the leg, but it's a good paint job on there. And those straps that do run around the waist and around that leg are painted on very nicely. As far as the rest of the legs and the boots, you get some detailing in the sculpting there. I could have done without the date stamp on the back of the leg. I really wish, can't they put that stuff on the bottom of the feet or something? And real quick before we get into the accessories, this vest here is very soft plastic and not attached at all to the body. So I think if you wanted to, you could probably just peel that off if for whatever reason. Getting into the accessories that she comes with, first we'll take a look at the blaster that she received from Han Solo when they landed on Takodana. It's pretty accurate to what we saw in the movie. You got a smidge of detailing on the sides. And by a bit of detailing, I mean just a very, very small amount to make it look like it's something other than a chunk of plastic. And you do have a little bit of brown painted on the handle of the weapon. And then, as I mentioned, that gun does fit nicely into the holster. Getting into the lightsaber that she comes with, which is, of course, Luke Skywalker's or Anakin's lightsaber. You have a little bit of black painting on the hilt, and this lightsaber blade is not removable. This is made from actually it looks like it's made from the clear blue, and then the silver and the black is painted on. As you can see, they didn't get that silver painting all the way up to the top of the hilt. Her hands are just a little bit too small to hold it down by the handle, and for some reason the figure really looks awkward holding it too. Getting to her staff, which kind of resembles her staff as far as this part is concerned. I'd say the color is a little bit off, but it's got this big square thing molded into the center of it, and the idea is for it to clip onto the build-a-weapon piece. I would have much rather have seen this piece already on here and the staff clip onto there to keep a little bit of accuracy on the staff, but I guess if you have the other Rey figures, you can just swap those around. As for the rest of that build-a-weapon piece that it comes with, looks like it's going to be some sort of spinning staff or whatever. I mean, it doesn't spin on its own, you do that. With her small hands, again, on this, I'm really having a hard time getting it to stay in. That's about as good as I can get it before it just falls out. For me personally, I've just never been much for the build-a-weapon accessories. But again, I'm not the one playing with them. I just open them up, put them on my shelf, and stare at it. So clearly not the target audience for this type of toy. Getting into the articulation of this figure, everything's pretty basic here. The head is on a ball joint, so it does turn around, swivel up and down very nicely. At the shoulders, the arms do go up and down. And then at the leg area where they connect to the hip, you do get good range forward and back. And that's all you're going to get. Overall, I do like the figure. I'm very glad I found it. And not to beat a dead horse, especially since next year we're going to get the vintage collection figures back. But this one certainly could have done with some more articulation. And aside from the blaster, the accessories included with this, the lightsaber and her staff, were kind of a disappointment to me. But as always, I'm not going to complain about having a figure in my collection, especially another one of Rey that we certainly could have used earlier in the line. So that wraps up this look at the Rey Resistance figure. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.